Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Here's a live stream today and sorry for the issues at the start there. Hopefully the quality doesn't look too bad here. Had some encoder issues starting out and perhaps causing some problems with the quality of the stream, but hopefully things look pretty okay now. Let me know if they're not. Yeah, streaming both here on YouTube as well as Twitch as usual. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Looking okay, I think. I assume. So we're here on the Distant Worlds journey, and we're heading towards the new waypoint. So we're going to have a lot of exploring along to see what we can find. I can't remember if my ship's parked down here either. So anyway, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's alright. Nice to see you there, John O'Neill. Thanks for the update there, Raptor. Hey there, Trey. I hope you're feeling a bit better now. Great, Stubby. I'm glad the quality's looking alright. Hey there, Picard. Hey, Stuart. Oh, loads of people here already. Getting pretty busy. Right. Okay. Yeah, just checking the stream quality here. It looks a little bit different on YouTube to it does on Twitch, but the whole point is trying to get things a little bit smooth. We had a bit of jerkiness over on the Twitch stream on Sunday, so trying to avoid that here on this time. Ooh, Mark, you're on holiday in Tenerife. Nice. I'm sure you've got a bit better weather there than many other people have at the moment. Ted, I haven't seen the game Star Sector, no. What's that one about? At least I don't think I have. Hey there, Just Link. Glad to see you could catch a live stream, nice. Thanks for putting Space Legs low in the wish list. 2019, says Commander Revco. Yeah, I'm keen to see Space Legs, but I'm certainly keen to see plenty more things before we actually get to that. David, hello there. Right, we're on our way. On our way. Let's get our destination if it's not already locked in, and we're good to go. So hopefully we're going to find something a bit interesting out here. Looking for life-based life forms today. Life-based life forms. What other type of life forms are there? Biological-based life forms is what we're at. Alright, so normally a little bit more prepared at the start of the stream than I am right here, this particular moment. Got thrown a spanner in the works right at the start there. Wasn't quite what I was expecting to see. So we talked about the Distant Worlds 2 itinerary for Waypoint 4 recently. We're heading towards the Rusty Nebula then. I was hoping to make that last time. We stopped off on the way, I guess. Rob Smith, are you the only one that doesn't like to log out of Elite Dangerous without making sure you landed somewhere? Now, I used to be like that back when I first started playing Elite, but hadn't really been that way for a while now. Why are we down here then? But I can totally kind of relate to that. It's that feeling of leaving your ship abandoned there and floating in space, isn't it? It's kind of an odd feeling. Thinking you're leaving your ship there for problems. What are the non-biological life forms? So non-biological life forms would probably be sentinels. We think they're AI, basically. Yeah, I got tired. That's exactly what happened to me. I got tired of trying to find somewhere to dock and trying to land in the end, and just slowly started logging out as of where I was. But, you know, it's all good. Plus, you're in the middle of space. Who's going to find you out there, really? In the middle of nowhere, even if your ship was to stay logged in. €12 for a Horizons version. That's for the full release. Horizon Elite Dangerous is again on sale, I believe. Hefty discount, 75 or 76% discount, I think. Shinamagi. Sorry if I can't pronounce your name right there. Thanks for giving me up to date with the status of the shipyard there, or the station rather. So am I still into X4? Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I haven't played it for a little while, but it's still a very good game. I don't think it's changed my opinion on that over the time. I liked it back a few weeks ago when I was still playing it, and I still like it now. I'll be going back to that very soon and hopefully doing a video on it or two. Maybe a couple of live streams, who knows. Ooh, Chemical Serenity. You're going to use your new version of Elite Dangerous to create an alt in fuel rat as a fuel rat. Nice. Yeah, Balthazar, I know you didn't get the lifetime pass on the Xbox. The PlayStation people didn't get that either. That was kind of a PC exclusive. I guess it depends how many paid update and how much paid content there's going to be over the next few years. A lot of people wondering, I think, about paid content or what the next update is going to be. Hopefully it's something we're going to hear about sooner rather than later. No need to apologise about your name. I apologise about not being able to pronounce it. I'm pretty terrible when it comes to that sort of thing. So we're going to get a few jumps under the belt here. I think no, 20 bodies. Perhaps we'll stop right here and do a quick scan. You never know what we're going to be able to see, do you? Always worth having a look. There we go. So fuel rats have saved your tail quite a few times, Chemical Serenity. Nice. Maybe on this journey I'll finally get an encounter with the fuel rats too. I've been pretty fortunate so far. I've come very close a few times to running out of fuel, but never quite done it. How do I get my HUD blue, Jason? So this is on the PC. There's one of the game files you can actually modify. Whilst it's not officially supported as such, Frontier don't mind you doing it. You just need to change a little bit of the code there. Alternatively, you can use a tool created by Dr. Kai called ED Profiler. If you're on PC, just download that, and there's a whole bunch of settings there. One of them that enables you to change your HUD colour. It does have some unfortunate side effects though, because it changes some areas of the game that you might not want to see colour changed. Hello there, Cornelius. Great to see you. Right, let's see what goes on here. Yeah, I do have a video on ED Profiler as well, Jason. Just type in Obsidian Ant and ED Profiler into YouTube and it will show you everything you need to know. It's a fairly straightforward video. Trey, they also can't be sure that at some point PCs won't advance beyond the current gen consoles. Yeah, that's a very, very valid point. They dropped support for the Mac, didn't they? And some of those players would have had a lifetime pass, no doubt. It's possible, if Elite Dangerous carries on as it is now, that sooner or later it's going to find itself working on next generation consoles. I mean, there's rumours and talk already about PlayStation 5, so chances are Elite Dangerous may make it across to that platform at some point. Who knows? If Frontier support the game for another 5+ years, would they still be supporting it on PlayStation and Xbox at that time? It's a good point. Can we land on planets yet? So, DJ Earth. Yes, we can land on planets. Well, you probably just missed me taking off from one. I was driving around on one a moment ago. Got in the ship and flew away. But we can only land on rocky planets and rocky moons, or icy worlds. Basically planets without an atmosphere. Well, nice to hear that Frontier transferred your lifetime pass over, Trey. I imagine they probably refunded a few people on that as well. Come on, Julon. Nice to see you. Yes, I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you? Have I used VR with ED Vive or Rift? Have I used VR with Elite Dangerous Vive or Rift? Yes, I have used Elite Dangerous. I've got an Oculus Rift myself. Which one do I prefer? I haven't used it on the Vive, so I couldn't really compare. And have I ever used CH products with flight sims? No, I haven't. Although I do want to try a few CH products, so maybe I'll see if I can get my hands on some. I've heard a lot of good things about them. Currently use a Thrustmaster Warthog. Aquatic Borealis, nice to see you again. I hope you're doing alright. Oh Lord, yes, CD has changed quite a bit. A nice name there, actually. So Horizons is definitely at a discount as well. Yeah, 75% or so, maybe a little bit more, off both the base version of Elite as well as Elite Dangerous Horizons. So good time to buy another copy of the game, perhaps. I think it works out to about £10 for both Elite Dangerous and Horizons. Any word on PlayStation VR support yet? No, there's no word on that. Personally, I think it's not going to happen, Clay. I suspect if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. Which is a shame, because I've got PlayStation 4 and I've got PS VR. I would love to see it. Yep, me too, Elon. Very much looking forward to seeing where Elite's going this year. Returner's Guide to Elite. That's actually a nice idea. Whippy whip. You recently come to Elite. Back to Elite after 3 years. Wow, this game must seem so different to you after not being playing it for 3 years. There's a tremendous amount of changes in that time. What, 3 years ago? I guess that's when Horizons came out. You probably stopped thereabouts. Evil Shredder, how'd you go about doing the massacre missions? They should actually give you the location in the mission itself, tell you what system to go in, and then you scan when you're in the system, and it should give you a specific location. I do believe. Never, no worries at all. I hope Elite is going on 2 legs this year. I know, and a lot of people do. So particles, it's actually quicker to scan nowadays. I didn't catch. Mostly random is saying it works out quicker than the old system. This is exactly as Particles says. Not Particles, but I'm getting lost on chat here. Particles is asking, do we get more credits for exploration? So we do get more credits for exploration, and it's not actually slower, it's faster. So yeah, you get both a bonus to credits as well as a faster way of actually scanning. And it takes quite a lot of time off, because this is actually a detailed scan now. What we're doing here is a detailed surface scan. Whereas before you used to have to actually fly over to the planets and spend 10-20 seconds in front of the planet passively scanning it before you get a detailed surface scan. I've just done a detailed surface scan of that planet already, despite it being 1,000 light seconds away. Same there, another detailed surface scan. So it's actually pretty quick. You can do this even if they're a million light seconds away. It makes no difference. You can just zoom straight in and do all these detailed surface scans without actually flying from planet to planet. So you can probably imagine that saves a huge amount of time. Ozan, no, it's not too late to join Distant Worlds 2. You just need to catch up with the current waypoint, but the whole point of Distant Worlds really is to do the expedition at your own pace. So there's a lot of people all at different stages. There's a bunch of people already at waypoint 4. I'm not there yet myself. But we know we go at our own pace. What am I flying, Douglas? I'm flying the Crate Phantom. If you haven't seen that before, it was a ship that was released fairly recently. So what I'm looking for at the moment is geological and biological... No, I'm looking for geological structures on the planet, geological elements, or biological life. So that's what the scanning is all about. We're also looking for some locations where we can capture some potentially really nice game footage. So Studio, Elflang Studio, I don't play on mouse and keyboard myself, but I have done in the past. It's actually pretty decent. I know a lot of people that prefer to play that way. Brian Lucas, thank you very, very much. Very kind of you. Thank you. Appreciated. So how do we turn the discoveries in for credits? We have to do that at space stations. So we'll head towards a space station. You can sell the discovery data there, at which point you'll get no credit for that. What is the jump range? So the jump range is 60 light years. Here's the external shot of the Crate Phantom in case you're wondering what it looks like. So jump range is 60 light years. It is engineered and it has got a boosted jump drive on here. I do believe you can get it to 72 light years if you're willing to go a bit light on some of the items and do some pretty hefty engineering. It's a nice ship. Lord, the engineers are still in the game, but they've actually really improved it. In some respects, they've reduced the requirements that you actually need to upgrade your items, so you can upgrade much faster. They've also got material traders in the game, so when you go around collecting your materials, you need certain components for a certain upgrade. You can actually go to a material trader now and trade in what you've got for the things you actually need, so that's pretty nice. Is it worth getting a crew member? Only if you've got a fighter ship. You can use your crew to pilot a fighter ship, or get them to pilot your own ship while you go out in a fighter. So other than that, there's no reason to have a crew member, or an NPC crew member.
System scan complete.
DJ, it'd definitely be good if you could get out and walk. I'm on board with you there. Hopefully we'll find some nice looking areas along the way anytime now. Right, we're going to put some music on. Hopefully that's going to sound okay. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio balance. What's the name of Waypoint 4? Let's have a look. I can't remember the name of Waypoint 4. To the Lynn Tegid Nebula. If that's how you pronounce it. Lynn Tegid Nebula. Right, did I scan here? Actually, yes. all over the place. What do I think of the soundtrack? I love Elite Dangerous's soundtrack. I don't use it for live streaming. I use other music for that. Which actually sounds pretty loud. It might be a bit too loud, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. How's the audio balance? Jason, you got it. Stellardrone. In fact, we should be updating the video description for that. So thanks for the reminder. Let's go do that now, in case anyone's wondering. So 16 planets here. Question is, are any of these going to be have life on them? It's very hard to find anything both visually interesting at times as well as stuff with life, but it happens. You do come across it. We just need to keep looking. Yeah, Raptor, the music was probably a bit all over the place there. I think we've got it fixed. Swig Minion, hello there. Right, so... You know, the thing often is, if there's a good indication of whether you're going to get geological formations on a planet, is if there's a gas giant present. If you've got a gas giant and moons close by, chances are you're also going to get geological activity, but it's not the only case when that happens. Also looking for Earth-like worlds if we can find any. Wrangler Actual. It's actually not too hard to learn to scan like this. It's really a nice side of the game now, I think. I don't think we're going to find anything too interesting here. Oh, I was just about to say keep going then, but then we saw these pieces here. You never know what you're going to find. Well, let's keep going. Buckfield, you see a lot of new codex entries. You just crossed into the new galactic zone. Yes, waypoint 4 is very close to crossing over into the new region, I believe, isn't it? Is it possible that Frontier will announce something at PAX East? Felix, I have only been to Frontier Expo 17 before, so I don't know if things are announced at PAX events. So off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly the events Frontier have announced things at before. They have used Gamescom as a place to announce content. That's where Horizons was announced. I do believe they may have announced something at PAX East. I'm sure someone will be able to correct me on that if I'm wrong. I know Frontier are there. There's going to be an elite meet at PAX East. Frontier will have community members there, but I don't think they're actually physically announcing anything there. Starlost, hey there in Las Vegas. Asp Explorer is a very nice ship, Cornelius. I've been flying one for years. Ginger Ninja, thank you very much for the sub. Yeah, glad you're liking the videos. Ooh, we got a lot of moons around here. Some of them look fairly close to the parent body. Commander Ulon, I don't know if I'm going to Gamescom this year. I definitely want to go to one of the big industry events this year. PAX East is probably a little bit too close for me to make it to now, but at Gamescom or E3, I'd definitely like to try and do one of them this year. Either way, I should be at LaveCon, so for any one of you going there, that should be pretty neat. Did I get Sunless Skies PM Collectible? Yes, I did. I've actually done a video on it last week. Really nice game. Raptor, yeah, I do want to go to Gamescom. I know it's an event that quite a lot of people like to go to, so... So no, the planets I'm scanning now, Evil Shredder, this is right out in pretty deep space, so there's no planetary stations, bases or docks or anything like that out here. There is a station further out as we go along. We'll probably come across it in just a bit, but they become very, very sparse out here. The Angry Budger, thank you very much for the host there. Appreciate it. Thank you. What happens if we run out of fuel? Well, if you run out of fuel, you're pretty knackered. You can't fly anywhere. Most of your systems don't work. Essentially, the only way to... there's two ways to get out of that. You can self-destruct, and you'll find yourself back at the either the last dock location or one of the closest dock locations, depending on how that's actually going on at that particular time. Or... you can get refueled. There's players out there, especially a group of players known as the Fuel Rats, and one of their activities, one of their jobs that they like to do is go around and refuel player ships. And they can do that with little limpets that they just send to your ship and it refuels you. Now here we go. We got some something on this planetary surface. Iron magma, volcanism. Maybe something worth having a look at. Commander Stargazer, yeah, if we could find some secret research bases, that would be really nice, definitely. Any secret locations and hidden locations would be nice. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Commander Ulon. Oh, if we got something... yeah, we've got some activity here as well. Silicate magma. I'm going to keep looking because maybe we got some life going on somewhere around here. Barkfield, yes, the full release of Astroneer. It's a game I'll be having a look at very, very soon. I played a lot of that when it first went into early access. For those that are wondering, Astroneer is kind of a little survival game with some rather cute graphics. It's a space survival game. You build these kind of little moon bases as you've got your little astronaut going around, walking around on these little worlds. I actually haven't looked at it for quite a long time, so it's probably no doubt changed quite a lot since the last time I played it. Pablo, when do I think the new season will be revealed by Frontier? Well, that is the question, isn't it? The question of the hour. What's happening next for Elite Dangerous? That's the thing everyone wants to know, and the thing that we unfortunately don't know yet. So I'm hoping that there will be some information before not too much longer. No idea when or if we're going to hear anything, though. Certainly don't know if we're going to get any full-on big announcements. All that we know is that the next updates are definitely in development. Right, let's go and have a look at this planet we just scanned. Maybe it's got something worthwhile taking a look at down on the surface there. Thank you, Lord. Thanks for stopping by, okay? I'll catch you next time, hopefully. Astroneer, if Luigi with his vacuum was in space, that's a pretty good observation, Collector Boy. Right, so let's do a surface scan here. So there's no no life things down here. I just want to see how many geological objects are here. How often do I play Warframe? Quite a lot. I'd say probably 4 to 5 days out of the week I play Warframe. I really want to be covering it more on my channel at some point. It's one of my top games. How about you, Big Fist? How often do you play it? McEinstein, hello there. Omnishambles, hello. Right, surface geological features, not too much here. Should we go down and have a look? Let's have a look around the other side. It's more interesting to see if we can hear one of the nice areas of the planet. There's some smaller canyons here, some mountains. If we can find something down on the area rather than on the flat area, it would be a little bit nicer. Yep, Ryan, you do earn more credits for cashing in mapped planets. Right, none of these are on the, with the exception of that one close by, none of these are on the light side of the planet though, unfortunately. I don't really fancy landing on the dark side of the planet because there's not going to be that much there for us to see, unfortunately. Let's just have a look around this side. So Josh, I only map interesting planets. Planets that I know have got something worthwhile on. Look at that starfield there in front of us, talking of interesting looking things. Yep, there should be a station out this way. Yeah, nothing too much there. We'll keep going then. Let's keep jumping. See what we can find as we go along. So I'm not going down to that planet. It looks fairly basic. I'm sure we can find more interesting things to check out. So Wes, I'm using a Crate Phantom. That's right, big is the Crate Phantom. We're using the wrong device to scan here. There we go. Buckfield, I will be heading towards the Collection of Wonders, point of interest, definitely. Just seeing what else we can see along the way. So, Collection of Wonders is after the Rusty Nebula. I'm currently heading to the Rusty Nebula right now, so we'll have a look at the Collection of Wonders next. All these W's and R's. Look, there's something quite close here. Hopefully these are... Nope, I was hoping they're rocky worlds rather than icy worlds, but not too bad. Nope. So I'd be curious to hear how many of you are actually still exploring out here on Distant Worlds. I know there's a lot of people out this way when the event actually started out, but we're coming on for 4 weeks soon. What are we, 3 weeks now? 3.5 weeks into the event, so I'd imagine a fair few people have dropped off. Well, let's say, rather than telling me who's still doing it, how many people have actually stopped? I'd like to know about that. Have you turned back, or have you decided to stay where you're at? Which I think, you know, is totally fine. I'm not expecting everyone to go the entire way. Quite a lot of geological items there. Seems that quite a few of you still ongoing with the event then. Nice. Didn't say biological, did it? Just geological, yeah. Well, the nice thing is, Vanity, it's fairly easy to catch up, really, on Distant Worlds, because of the fact that most of the waypoints are fairly close together. Then again, I guess it depends on your overall jump range. Drakey, what squadron am I in? So I'm in Fleetcom. I know a lot of people have had trouble getting in here. I've got in fairly early on, so... Although I suspect it's long ago filled right up. JP, yes, you can do this trip at a later date. All the waypoints are listed. There's an itinerary of all the destinations and points of interest that you can follow along on. Plenty of ringed planets around here. This is the kind of thing that we're looking for. So we're going to go over to some of these in just a bit. We'll have a look at the orrery map just to get a feel for the layout of this system. Plenty of gas giants here as well. Mark, my commander name is Obsidian Ant. lot of old planets here, eh? Oh, sorry to hear that. Your Xbox has gone a bit bad. Is that right, Big? Am I understanding you correctly there? Right, we've nearly got most of these planets here. We're going to fly over to a couple of gas giants in a minute. Just let me finish off the scanning here and we'll see where we can go from there. One more gas giant. With its moons. Commander Starlord, can I tell you the name of the music that just played? Unfortunately, I've got the playlist on shuffled, so I don't know which one just played. Probably a Stellardrone one, though. Mark, no, not on this account. It depends on the account. I've got a bunch of game accounts, so in some of the accounts I've got a different name. On this one, it's Obsidian Ant. That planet looks a bit bruised, doesn't it? How to find an Earth-like world? That's a question, Vagrant, isn't it? The playlist isn't on Spotify, Drakey. No, it's just a bunch of music I've downloaded. Right, let's have a look at the system map. What have we got here? So, as we said, that whole load of gas giants. Now, I know some of these have got geological activity on them, but what we want are some worlds that are pretty close together. This is where you're always going to get the interesting views. You might go and have a look at this gas giant here, though. Just see if we can see what the layout of the system is like. So the RE map is pretty good for this. Although zooming in and out is not brilliant due to the scale of things. Navigating this is... It feels like a system that's work in development at the moment, to be perfectly honest. You know, me, I've always wanted a... Oh, look. I wonder what way the rings are going on this planet, if this was a ringed one. I wanted a RE map for a very long time in the game, so this is a good start, but hopefully it is just a start of things and not where things are going to stay. I know Frontier are usually pretty good at starting out with the basic systems and implementing on them or iterating on them over time, so hopefully that's what's going to go on here as well. Right, so that's got rings. So what I'm looking for is a moon that's off axis to the planetary ring. None of these are full on level with it. Use a select icon. Okay. Ah, okay. Well, that zoom me right in then. No, it doesn't zoom me right in. The plus icon doesn't zoom me right in either. Okay, so all of the bodies here are on the same level as the body they're orbiting. Yet, Trey, this toggle between schematic and realistic horror would be nice. I mean, it definitely feels like a very, very basic implementation. Frontier generally not just ones to just throw something in there just as well. I say that, but as soon as I say that Frontier aren't ones to throw things in for the sake of throwing things in, then someone's going to quote multi-crew at me or something like that. So let's just say this looks a lot more basic than what we usually see from Frontier. At least I think so. But I still think it's probably going to be iterated on more. Right, so yeah, nothing there that immediately stands out. So we'll just go have a look at this gas giant here for the moment. And then we'll move our way on to the Rusty Nebula, which is a planetary nebula. Brendan, how much further do I think Frontier will take the game? So I think there's a lot of potential for the game. I'll be very surprised if we don't see landable atmospheric planets. So that would be just rocky worlds like Mars of today with an atmosphere. A world with liquid might make it. Enterable atmospheres on gas giants I suspect we'll see. And I suspect we'll see space legs. And the ability to control capital-sized ships, which is what I think carriers were meant to be something like that. Own or control capital-sized ships, but Frontier decided to pull that out. Whether or not that comes back or ends in the game, we don't know. But yeah, I think we're going to see quite a few things happening with Elite yet. Drakey, wow, you've been watching quite a while then. The early exploration videos and mining. Elite Dangerous, exploring Elite Dangerous, that was it, wasn't it? The pretty much the first videos I did, or one of the first series of Elite Dangerous videos I did. Yep, Reg. I think the Crate Phantom's a fantastic ship. I wouldn't have brought any other ship along. I'm very happy with the Phantom. Stubby. So Frontier said that the carriers will be pushed to a later update. I'm not sure if Frontier actually did say it in exactly those words, although I might be wrong. I think they basically said they reprioritised them, so whatever that means. I assume that means coming in a later update. Looks like that moon is slightly above the ring anyway, doesn't it? Or is that just a perspective thing? No, maybe. Let's go Luke. Yeah, reprioritised, not cancelled. No, Stubby, you're definitely right. They said they'd prioritised or reprioritised. Well, I had a funny conversation with Zach over that actually at Fantasticon, where Yamix, I think it was, or no, it wasn't Yamix. It was, well, Yamix was there. It was a bunch of other people were taking the mick out of Frontier for their using of the word. They're going to prioritise the carriers, when what people felt they should have said was reprioritise. And Zach, we had a funny little discussion about the meaning of the word reprioritise versus the meaning of the word prioritise. But either way, in either event, it didn't really solve anything. We didn't really get any information as to when they may or may not be coming. Just that they were moved out of that update. They definitely didn't say cancelled though. Yeah, it's a nice way of terming it, Ryan. Basically, Frontier said not today. But not today doesn't mean tomorrow. It just means not today.
Orbital flight engaged.
Right. So we should, hopefully, have a nice view of those rings from here. Let's have a look back and see. What they got? No, not so lucky. Trouble is, the scowl in Elite really is insane sometimes. When we're flying across that ring system, that moon looked pretty close to the rings, didn't it? Drakey, yes, that's what I normally do. Yep. Yeah, see that scale between the moon and the rings is actually much further than I initially thought there. I thought these were going to be pretty close. Oh well, we won't be getting anything too good from that, so I'm going to keep jumping for a minute. Nuclear Strudel, hello there. So Jacob, what were the carriers meant for? So the carriers were ships that would be owned by individuals or squadrons. It would basically be able to move about and dock at and have other facilities at. Perhaps we don't really know the ins and outs of what carriers were ever meant to be, but basically they were very, very large player-owned ships with other facilities on board. What did we get there? Did we get... No, let's jump again then. So which types of planets should people map, in my opinion? Asks Waxing Gibbon. So it really depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for credits, then you want to make sure you map Earth-likes, water worlds and ammonia planets. Maybe high metal content worlds, that's up to you really. But those are definitely the three you should map because those are the big earners.
System scan complete.
If you're looking for biological life or geological life, then you'll want geological surface features. Then you'll want to map rocky worlds or ice worlds. So it really depends on what you're trying to do. But if you're going to do it just for credits, then you're probably going to be doing Road to Riches anyway. So it really, like I say, it really depends. I mean, personally, I'm out here not to make credits with this account. I doubt I'll ever take it back to inhabited space. So really, I'm just mapping things that look visually interesting to me. That's always been my chosen form of exploration anyway. Just flying around and looking for interesting locations. They don't really have to have a value as such. Value for me is just whether or not they look interesting. A few planets here we might be able to take a look at. Nope, nothing there that we want. Only ice worlds, so let's jump a few more. So Ruthless, hello there. Oh, I was wondering a second there whether that was going to start going out into a protracted jump. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but we haven't had any disconnects for a little while, which is pretty nice. We can do without those. Right, 8 jumps. We're heading towards Rusty Nebula. For those just joining and wondering, Rusty Nebula, of course, is a planetary nebula, and I think it looks somewhat different to the ones we've seen already on the Distant Worlds trip. So you should find it of interest. One thing I don't want to look at is rocky ice worlds. The Grandad Paradox. Yes, I do have some first reported. Oh, do I have any first reported? I thought you meant first discovered. Yes, I do have some first reported in the Codex, I think you're asking, but not on this account. I have them on my other account, and they're on the northern edge of the galaxy. A bunch of geological features that I've got the first reported tag on. I think it's one of the downsides of the Codex, because obviously only a few people can ever get their name in the Codex. Whereas on the galaxy map there's so much to discover, everyone's going to get a first discovered by tag. But in the Codex it's only first discovered by, and that's it. David, yes, the Rusty Net Nebula is definitely very, very pretty. Nope. Nope. Seems to be all icy worlds. Where's all the interesting planets? Where are all those interesting planets? That's a nice comment, Crazy Taxi. Thank you. Yeah, Ogentide, I agree. I'd like to see a little bit more development on the Codex as well. Right, we're nearly there. So, Planetary Nebula, I can't remember what the colour of the last one actually was on Distant Worlds. I'm pretty sure this one, well, you'll see why it's called the Rusty Net as we get up close. It seems to be named after its appearance, unless I'm completely mistaken there. Oh, Stubby, I didn't realise that. Casual Murph, the Collection of Wonders. Hopefully we should be able to make it there on this stream, depending on how far away it is from the Rusty Net. We're just heading to the Rusty Net Nebula and then on to the Collection of Wonders. So if it's not too far away, we'll be seeing it very shortly. It's going to keep jumping now. Unless we see anything really obviously nice in terms of systems, we'll just keep going for the minute so that we can get to this destination. Brendan, have I ever been interested in doing a formation flight with fans? I've done formation flights before. Done that sort of thing on the first Distant World. So who knows? Maybe on one of the meetup points on Distant Worlds 2 we can do that sort of thing again. It'd be pretty neat, actually. 16 bodies. Maybe we've got something... Yeah, that's worth looking at. Very quick jump into the FSS scanner and the system map. It's about 60 jumps from Rusty with no neutron jumps. Oh wow, I thought the... I assume you're talking about the collection of wonders there. I thought it would have been a little bit closer. Then again, it depends on your jump range. 60 jumps in what sort of jump range? Right, let's have a very quick look here because this could be worth checking out. Although mostly I'm interested in the Rocky Worlds or the Gas Giant. So many ice worlds around here. Okay, so we'll keep going. Yeah, the Orion voice pack. William Shatner one, Crazy Taxis. Nice voice pack. I'd probably say it's my favourite voice pack actually, out of all the HCS voice packs. VM Collector Boy, I haven't visited the Void. No. Oh, 60 is your jump range. They're about 30 jumps. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Thank you. Oh, the best voice pack is Obsidian. Well, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you. But no, seriously, I do really like the William Shatner one. Mad Dog, hello there. Nice to see you. Yeah, journey's going very good, thank you. You've come just at the moment we're a couple of jumps away from getting to the Rusty Net Nebula. And for those wondering, there's loads of nebula around this area of space. Look at them all. Getting closer and closer to the galactic core. Really can't wait to get near there because things do start looking very, very different once we're around there. The Angry Badger, yes. Actually, I might not be. I can't remember which I logged into. Jack, would I like to see more planet types added to the game? So I guess scientifically there can only be a certain amount of planet types, I believe. From what I understand at least, Frontier have included all the planet types that actually really do exist, that we have scientific information on. So adding other planet types to the game possibly wouldn't be scientifically possible. But if you're asking would I like to see other landable planet types in the game, then definitely. I definitely want to see us getting the ability to land on other planets. Well, nice, Angry Badger, but don't rush because I probably won't be hanging around. I'll be standing at Rusty Net for a little while and then moving along. Oh, you're close to the Wonders as well. Okay, well, that's if I make it there this stream. But if I do, it'd be nice to see you there. I'd love to see high resolution on Gas Giants. So I think one of the reasons we haven't seen high resolution on Gas Giants is because Frontier don't like doing work that they need to throw away. And they have said multiple times that they want to make enterable gas giants that we can actually get into the atmosphere of. So generating higher textures for them or whatever right now would kind of be wasted work, I guess, from Frontier's point of view. Right, now right here is the planetary nebula. You can see it's a very, very small nebula compared to one of the larger nebula over there, which could have dozens or even hundreds of stars inside of it. But this is just a singular star system, and we're all the way over there, about 60 or so light years away. But the next jump takes us into the planetary nebula. But what we're going to do, instead of jumping straight in there, we're going to get as close as possible to that nebula, which looks to be, what's this? Less than a light year? It's less than a light year away, isn't it? 3/4 of a nebula, 3/4 of a nebula, 3/4 of a light year away from the planetary nebula. So we should get a nice up close view of it before we jump in there. Hey Raptor, you're in the Rusty Net Nebula, yeah? Okay. Right. So there we can see the nebula now. Look at that. Actually does kind of look, you can almost see it like a very slow motion explosion. You know, it's almost got that kind of appearance to it. You can kind of almost imagine that spreading out over the course of decades, can't you? Sonny, hello there. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you. Hope you're doing well. So, Professor Snob, what is a planetary nebula? Okay, so a nebula is basically a gigantic, massive, to put it very simply, a gigantic cloud of gases in space. So a planetary nebula is a bit different, because what this is it's when a star keeps expanding. The sun, the central sun, or I guess it could be any sun within a star system, any star within a system rather, keeps expanding. It gets so large that it doesn't have enough mass or enough gravity to retain its atmosphere. So what happens is that the atmosphere of the outer layers of the sun shed. They escape the gravitational pull of the star and then spew off into space, and that's what we're seeing here. It's the outer layers of the star which have spread outwards, but the core of the star, the centre of the star, will still be in place, and we'll see that in just a moment. So Bulldog, yep, we're capped at 720p because I was having connection issues when the stream started, so we've gone down to 720p unfortunately for this stream. So let's jump in there and have a look. Now we've seen it from the outside, let's see what it looks like from the inside. So keep in mind we're at 3/4 of a light year away from this. So that's a fair old distance. Oh no, we're 1.2 light years away from it, so further than I thought. But either way, it's a big chunky distance, and yet we can still see the breadth of the nebula there. And that's what you often find inside a planetary nebula. It can be a white dwarf or a neutron star. Basically, it's the remnants of the star that was left over. So as the Trey Harris points out over here in YouTube chat, this is very worth reading out, planetary nebula are actually ion emission clouds, aka coronal explosions. Technically, nebula is a misnomer because it isn't a stellar nursery and it's much lower mass, so it's not really a nebula. But astronomers call it a planetary nebula anyway, even knowing all that. So yeah, there you go. So not only are we in the centre of a planetary nebula here, but we've got that really nice star here. A lot of brilliant coloration. The coloration should change a little bit, I guess, as we travel away, as we move away from the star. Got to be careful there. Well, Raptor, I hope you get enough fuel to take off. What's the jump range difference between a Crate Mark II and a Crate Phantom? I don't actually know the jump range difference between the two ships. I just know that the Crate Phantom has got quite a higher jump range. And you probably noticed the colours shift there in the nebula. As we moved along, we can see some other nebula in the background as well. What a lovely area. And yeah, you can kind of see why it's called a net, or the Rusty Net Nebula. Paul, thank you very much. I hope you're okay as well. Oh, excuse me. Let's have a look what we got here then. Alright, big giant planet there. Look at this. These are very blue worlds, aren't they? Right, only one landable world here. Oh, look at that distance. I don't think we'll be doing that today on stream. So, yeah, we'll have a look around the nebula. I'm going to fly to the planet here, but I'm not going to fly all the way out there because it's 400 light seconds. But for those early on, I noticed there were some people wondering about the speed of the new exploration system. Now, before chapter 4. If we wanted to map these worlds, if we wanted to do a detailed surface scan of these worlds, we'd have to physically fly all the way over there, 400,000 light seconds, and then map each one of them in turn. The thing is that with chapter 4, we don't need to do that now. We can let's have a look. Let's see what we can find. We've got some water worlds. We know they are around here. They're over near Star B. If we can find out where that is, all the way over there. So there we go. That's 400,000 light seconds away, and we've just done a detailed surface scan of it. So, yeah, most people are well aware of that by now, but there's a few people in chat that were wondering about the speed of the new scanning system. So hopefully that kind of makes that a little bit clearer. Essentially, you don't need to travel as far as you used to have to. I don't think we go that way on stream today because it's a fairly long journey. So we move onwards to the collection of wonders, I guess. So Anasen, this is what I've done here is a detailed surface scan. The detailed surface scan that we've got now is planetary mapping. That's something very different. So it's essentially, this is where the confusion is coming from, because Frontier creating a new module and then calling that module the detailed surface scanner. So the detailed surface scanner doesn't do detailed surface scans of the planet. It maps the planet. The detailed surface scanner used to give all the information on the planet, the detailed makeup of that planet. But you can now get that through using the FSS. You don't need to do, you don't need to use a detailed surface scanner to get that information. That has completely changed functionality. The detailed surface scanner gives a complete new function, which is planetary mapping, and that's not at all related to detailed surface scans. So it's something very, very different. Titan, hello there. So if you don't want to map a planet and all you want is the detailed surface information of the planet, then you don't need to map it. You don't need to use a detailed surface scanner. It's all been integrated into the FSS. But of course, if you do want to fly over to them and launch some probes at them, then you're going to get a bit more money for doing so. But you don't need to do that. And that's where the whole speed increase has come in here. Alexis, hello there. Yeah, Titan, they've tricked me more than a few times. So, yeah, just as confirmation here, if we look at these planets now, you can see I've got the... whereas this one hasn't got the full detailed surface information on it, because I haven't done a full detailed surface scan. On here, we've got all the full details of the planet, because I've used the FSS to get the full detailed surface scan, or what used to be called a full detailed surface scan. The only information it won't have here is telling me the number of geysers and whatnot are on these worlds. We need to go over and map them to find that information. Right, so I'm going to move onwards, I think. Let's have a quick look at this planet, though. Yep, you do get a bonus for both mapping the planet as well as being the first to map the planet, so it can be worth doing. No connection issues here right now, Jack. Did I play Resident Evil 2? Yes, I did. Although I was a bigger fan of the first Resident Evil. Great to know you've made it to the Star Raptor. Anasin, I don't know if I'm in FleetCom right now. I can't remember what I logged in on. Let's have a look. I might have done solo out of habit. Yeah, I'm in solo. Travelling along on that route, it didn't really make much difference what game mode I was in, because chances are you're not going to bump into anyone anyway. So at locations like this where I should have still been in FleetCom. Alexia, thank you very much. Gobby, please change to FleetCom. I'm quite happy here, thank you. You wanted to meet up? I'm not hanging around here anyway. We're moving on. I want to get to the Collection of Wonders. The ship I'm flying, Aximo, is the Crate Phantom. Looks like a black marble, doesn't it? Yeah, for those that want to meet up, Drakey, perhaps we can do that at one of the upcoming waypoints. I think we could try and get into an instance with a bunch of people. That'd be pretty fun, wouldn't it? Maybe go on some sort of expedition over the planetary surface or something. How far am I away from the next waypoint, Titan? So quite a way. Dev, I actually think the Crate Phantom is far superior to the Asp Explorer for many reasons. Mostly because it's got a lot more module slots, and also because it's got increased jump range. The only thing I think is better on the Asp Explorer is that it's slightly more manoeuvrable, which does make it a slightly more fun ship to actually fly. Yeah, climbing the mountain would be fun. We can soon do that again. That was fun on the last one. Waypoint 2, that's right. Was it waypoint? I thought it was waypoint 2, not waypoint 3. The mountains were at waypoint 3, okay then. Right, let's go to that collection of wonders then. What's the system name? Oh, fair way, isn't it? So Ruthless, thank you very much. That's a very kind thought for you, of you. I'm glad you like the content. So, what can you do to help me get partnered? Simply just come over on Twitch and watch me on Twitch. That all helps contribute towards me getting partnered. But really now it's just a matter of time. I've hit the numbers for the most part. It's just a case of waiting to the allotted time and then reapplying again. Oh, the Angry Badger, thank you very much. Thanks for that. I did see a message there. I love the stream, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Did I not enter in the... What happened there then? Did I not enter the destination in? A Raptor, thank you very much. Cheers. Whippy Whip, do I not play in VR anymore? Yes, I do play in VR, but I've never played on VR whilst I'm recording video or doing streams. But I do play in VR on my own time, as it were. Thank you, Raptor. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Cheers. Yep, Jordan, you can still sell your exploration data, even if you've had a big break from the game. I'm not sure if it would have increased in value. It's likely it'll only be worth what it was when you first scanned it. I'm going to try and jump straight towards the collection of wonders here. We go there as fast as possible because I hear it's an interesting location. Where am I right now? So I've just left the rusty net. Oh, JD Nold, thank you. All the follows and all the viewers over on Twitch make a difference. They definitely help. Whippy Whip, you'd probably delete a save and start again after 3 years. Any reason for deleting a save? I mean, if you're willing to spend a little bit, you can get Elite on sale right now. It's pretty cheap, just £5 I think for the base version of Elite. It's an alternative to deleting a 3-year-old save. Oh my god, Space! Harold Joy, thank you very much. That's appreciated, thank you. Yeah, looking forward to getting to the collection of wonders. I've never actually seen it before, so I'm looking forward to getting there. Which is why I'm going to try and jump there pretty quickly now, rather than get too distracted with stopping and scanning. We'll just do some rapid jumping to get to the next location. Thank you, Badger. Plenty of black holes around this way. That's nice to know. I don't think we've seen many at the moment, other than Thor's Eye, which was quite a way back. Bulldog. Yes, I haven't actually done the space dust removal yet. Yeah, if you can post a link again into Discord if you're joined up with Discord on my Discord channel, that would be fantastic. So Ruthless, I don't get sick in VR when flying a ship in Elite Dangerous. What makes me sick is driving around in the SRV in VR. That really doesn't do me much good at all. Zero throttle before dropping out of hyperspace at Collection of Wonders, trust me. Okay, David, thank you. Make sure, if you can, someone remind me when I get there, because knowing me, I'll end up going full throttle into it. Okay, JD, no. How'd you know that then, Stubby? Did you get caught? Taking heat damage again there. Charging up a little bit too early. Not too bad. Yeah, Britain, I can fly as long as I like in the ships. It's just the SRV which really does it for me. The Nerd with War Games, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So Ruthless, there's actually a few very nice Xbox player groups out there. If you join up to my Discord server, you could probably find yourself one. If there's Spidey on the Spidey, who's one of the admins over on Discord. I think he runs an Xbox player group, which is pretty large, and he may be accepting new members. I don't know. Oh, Malik, thank you very, very much for the raid. That's funny, wasn't it? We're literally just talking about VR a moment ago. How's everyone doing? Nice to see you all here. Thanks for coming along. For people over on YouTube wondering what's going on, we've just got a raid over on Twitch, and that's when one Twitch streamer sends their audience over to another Twitch streamer. And we've just been sent a bunch of people from Manic VR, a very well-known Twitch Elite Dangerous streamer. So as I was saying, we were literally just talking about VR. Someone asked me if I get sick when doing combat in the shipping VR, and I don't. What I did say is that I get sick when flying, when driving, not flying, that would be weird, wouldn't it? Driving an SRV in VR. But I do remember, yeah, that's why your eye was twitching, Malik, that must be it. I do remember our conversation we had over at Frontier in September, wasn't it, Malik? I mean, Malik was one of the community members who got to visit Frontier at the same time as I did. Quite a few of other people went there as well, and I remember we had a conversation. We were talking about VR and motion sickness, and one of the tips that Malik gave me was to keep an eye on the horizon when you're driving the SRV, and it's something I always remember. Don't look at the ground in front of you or too close to you. Just keep your eye on the horizon, and you'll get a lot less motion sickness. And I've got to admit, I did try that, and it did actually work, and I stayed in VR way longer in SRV than I normally would, until the point that I felt sick when I come out of it, because I didn't notice the motion sickness while I was in there. But I think I could probably condition myself to it if I was going to stick to it in that way. So it was a really nice tip. Yeah, look at something further away. Probably one of the reasons I don't get motion sickness when flying the ship, because you're obviously looking a lot further out into space rather than something up close. But yeah, thanks Malik for the raid. And I'm sure most people actually know about Malik if they're over on Twitch. But what I will do, let's have a look. What we'll do is post. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. We'll post Malik's Twitch channel over in Twitch chat. Malik is well worth taking a look at. He's got some exceptional streams. I'm also going to post it in YouTube chat as well right now. So if you fancy looking at some really high quality VR based Elite Dangerous streams, Malik is well worth taking a look at. So thank you for the raid. Get one of those rotating VR chairs. Nice. So he just sent some probes to a terraformable water world, and ED Discovery says it has an estimated value of 1.2 million credits, says Mark. So yeah, planets do have some really high values now. You can actually come out of a single system with multiple millions worth of credits just from one system. Very easy to do. In fact, it's a great way to start out the game. If you're starting up a new account, just do a bit of exploring, even in a Sidewinder. Especially once you've upgraded your FSD. A few more jumps and we're nearly there. But yeah, you can make a load of money very, very quickly right at the start of the game. Ugantide, if you played Elite in VR, I would need a floor with a built-in drain. I'm not going to ask. An Elite in VR is great, Dag, yeah. Okay then, no worries Malik. Thanks again. I'll catch you soon, okay? Take care. 14 million from one system. Yeah, very nice. Can I see squadron leaderboards in the game? Bright Wish. Let's have a look. What do I use to fly with? I use a Hotus Warthog. Hotus Warthog. Thrustmaster Warthog, which is a Hotus, yeah. But I also play with an Xbox pad as well, and I've got an Xbox pad linked into the PC. I use that on my laptop often, and I've also played Elite on PlayStation 4. So yeah, pretty much most input methods I think are really good in Elite. In the early days I used mouse and keyboard as well, which I don't really use that now. Stopping here for a reason, I can't remember why. I don't need to stop. But someone wanted a quick look at the leaderboards. I'm not sure if there was a reason for you wanting me to look at the leaderboards, but there's the leaderboards. Right, so for those people who just joined, we're on Distant Worlds 2 here, and we're heading towards the latest waypoint, which is still quite a few thousand light years away. But along the way, there's a bunch of points of interest, and one of these, which we're just coming up on now, is called the Collection of Wonders, which by all accounts is a very, very nice location, and I haven't actually been there myself before, so looking forward to seeing it. I've been told that I should zero throttle when going into the system though, so I think that kind of gives me a hint on what that's about. But it's one of the locations I haven't been to previously. But we're just 3 jumps away, so we're getting there now. It shouldn't take us too much longer. Joystick and keyboard, the nerd, is a nice way of playing Elite as well, yeah. I think Elite really did, Frontier went all out when thinking about input methods for the game. It's one of the areas that is pretty much flawless. I'm not a big fan of the keybinds menu. I think the keybinds really needs an overhaul, but the control method, the flight system itself, really is second to none. I can't think of any other game that comes even close really in terms of space flight. Oh, Gringo, you can actually make a whole video on the System of Wonders yourself, Collection of Wonders. Ooh. How'd you get your name tag on a star now with the new exploration system? I cannot seem to scan the star with probes. So, Hansi, you don't need to scan anything with probes to get your discovered by name on it. You just use the FSS scanner. The full spectrum scanner does the same job as the old detailed surface scanner. The new detailed surface scanner, which launches probes, has entirely new functionality. So, yeah, you don't need to use that to get your name on anything. Only if you want to actually map it, and there's no mapping of stars, I guess, which kind of makes sense. Bright Wish, yeah, I believe you have to be in a squadron to see the leaderboards. See you later, Big Popper. Thanks for stopping by, okay? See you again soon. What ship am I piloting? This is a Crate Phantom with a 60 light year jump range. Right, next jump is the jump. We're in. Well, let's fuel up and see what we're going to see. Let's hope there's no tragedies even as I enter the system. I'm remembering to zero throttle, and I've been advised to do that, so I don't normally do it. I'm normally quite quick to react, but if people are suggesting to do it, then we'll do it. But here is a jump into the Collection of Wonders. Ah, Raptor, you're always on the way as well. Oh, help, he says. I guess you've made it into the system already, Raptor. Right, throttle zeroed. 60 light years secondary. 60. Whoa. I assume it jumped right into a black hole there. Very close. Yeah, I can see the distortion off to the side there. Let's have a look. Where's it gone? Yeah, there it is. You probably can't quite see it on the stream. It's almost immediately right behind me. Let's do a scan. Right, what have we got here then? Is this 3 black holes? Is it? That was super close on the entry there. That kind of made me wonder if it was glitching out for a second. Oh, this is. Look at this. What an amazing fight. Look at this. That is almost like it's by design, isn't it? Oh, wow. And this is all procedural. This is random. Yeah? This isn't handcrafted. We got these planets going up in size there. That's absolutely amazing. Wow. Thank you, Bulldog. Yeah, I might get them posted in helpful links or something myself there. If you land on AB1A, you can have the M-Class star above your head and still be pitch black because of the weird lighting. Which one's AB1A? Would that be this one? AB1A. Well, we're going to go and fly over to one of these planets right now. This is one I think we can't get close to the rings with on this one. That's amazing. Yeah, sun with a ring, they do happen. They do happen. Yeah, DJ, don't worry, we'll definitely be landing on one of these. You can see, look at all those stars off in it. Oh, whoa, whoa. There's something off to my right there. I'm not sure if I wasn't paying attention enough and nearly hit the black hole. So what are the benefits then for mapping a planet besides geographic locations? So Hansi, a number of benefits. Firstly, as you point out, getting the location of the geographic locations. Secondly, to get your name on the planet by the first mapped by tag. And thirdly, a credit bonus. You actually get increased credits for mapping the planetary surface. Yeah, don't worry, we'll be definitely checking all of these stars. Yes, I know there's 2 black holes there. I noticed that. I didn't check to see how far the other one actually is. Oh, so these are on top of each other. Is that right? We'll come back and have a look at that in a moment. We might be able to see it from a different angle. Pretty dark system here. Yeah, so if we look at those black holes with the backdrop against it, we'll probably be able to see both of them. We'll come back that way in a second. So Ryan, it's a Crate Phantom. Right guy, yes, tags should be cross-platform, I believe. So if you make a discovery on PC, it should show up on the consoles. Oh, look at the light in here. It may be binary black holes you're up to. That's what I'm just wondering now. Although I saw them when I first looked at the system map, I didn't check to see how close together they were. Check the Ori map. Good idea, Dave. We'll have a look at that in just a second. Oh, here we go. It's been a while since I've seen a ringed star like this one. Very, very nearly looks like that star's got a halo around it, doesn't it? Oh wow, you can't even see the full ring system because I guess it's too bright. Although we're getting a shadow from this star, strangely, I think. Can we get into these rings? I think someone said to me not to go into the rings. You should fly into the rings and get a photo. Yeah, should we try that? I have a feeling I'll probably regret it, but... I think the system has 2 black holes, a ringed M-class star, a ringed white dwarf, and a ringed neutron star. Really nice. Right, let's see if we can get into the outer edges of that ring system. Bad idea. I think you're probably right that it is a bad idea, but you know, if we don't have a few risks, don't try things, why not? Yeah, the lens flare is pretty bright. Right, here we are. We can see we're over the ring system, so we're not refueling or anything here. We're not in the fuel zone of this star, so we should be perfectly fine here, theoretically. Then again, this might not be a fuelable star type. Oh wow. Was I flying too fast? Or was it because I went into the exclusion zone there? Mr. Monkfish, this is a Crate Phantom. Let's turn night vision off. I don't think we need night vision this close to the star. Don't know how much damage we actually got there. More than I would have liked. I didn't quite catch what was happening there, whether I was flying too fast. Look at that. What a view. Very hard to see if I'm going to actually crash into any asteroids. So we'll keep the speed down a little bit here. Got some nice screenshot opportunities here, I'd say. Nice video footage opportunities. Yeah, it looks quite a nice area, doesn't it? Don't go too close to the white dwarf. Okay, I'll keep that one in mind. I won't go that close to that one. Yeah, it definitely looks different compared to a year ago, that's for sure. Now imagine mining in an area like this. This would be really nice, wouldn't it? Be a lovely area to mine in. Depending on what is mineable here. I think this was a rocky or metallic ring, wasn't it? It wasn't an icy one. Then again, I can't imagine there being ice asteroids this close to a star. That would probably be a bit on the odd side, wouldn't it? Oh, okay, so I was flying too fast. Thanks, Trey, for checking that out. Don't know what possessed me to push the throttle forward then, at the last minute there. Retethered. What might be the next paid expansion? Anything huge like Horizon's Planet Landings? So Retethered, Frontier have confirmed they are working on the next expansion. They've also confirmed that it is a paid expansion and that it's going to be a big update. What they haven't said is what it is, so there's a lot of speculation on that, but there's definitely another big update in the works. I think they've been developing it for at least 6 months now, so yeah. Light C. So when I read a question out like that you can't see, it's because I'm reading a question from chat on YouTube. Same goes for the people on YouTube. Sometimes I read a question out that you can't see. It's because it's coming in from a stream on a different streaming platform. So I read the question out just so that everyone knows what it is I'm talking about. Otherwise, if I just answer someone without reading the question out, it probably sounds a little bit odd. Really nice location, eh? Right, let's go have a look at another location here then. So we got some ringed other stars here. Let's see how close this planet is first before we and these are gas giants. Gas giants, as you know, are generally pretty big. So you don't often get to see them quite this close to stars. And of course, cup holders, definitely. Gotta have cup holders. Right. This is actually quite close by to the star than it looks. Yep, there'll definitely be more videos on the deep. At Pal Green Joe, it's going to be a new series, so it'll be an ongoing video series. So yeah, do keep an eye out for that. They take quite a while to get together, so they probably won't be super regular. But they will happen fairly often. I actually really enjoy making those type of videos, so that's fairly close, and this one I think was landable, wasn't it? So my jump range silverfish in the Phantom is... There's a nice nebula there. Look at that. It's 60 light years. We could really set ourselves up for a nice shot there, couldn't we? With the nebula behind the star. Should we give that a go? Rather than land on this planet, I'm going to try that. Let's see if we can align that nebula there just near that star. I think that's going to look pretty neat. If we can do it. Obviously we don't want to go by too fast. Here we go. Let's slow down a bit. Okay, I had a feeling that may happen. So the star is a little bit too bright for the nebula to be seen very clearly, but there we go. I missed the capture up there a bit by jerking the camera about. Right. Let's have a look at the other star over here then. We've got two really close together stars. Or two close together planets rather. Sinister, hello there. How are you doing? Yep, flip aside, plenty of stars with rings around here. If I can find it, I've actually got a screenshot of the one of the very first ringed star systems I found, and this would have been way back in maybe 2014, otherwise early 2015. And it was, well, I won't spoil it, I want to show you it from the screenshot, but that's assuming I can still actually find it, because it was a glitch system, but it had super interesting rings in it. Right, so this is the one where the rings I don't actually want to enter. I don't want to go in the rings around this planet. So Ruthless, what does the red ring mean around one of the planets in the Sol system? So what that means is it's permit locked. It means you can't actually land there. It means you need a permit to actually get there, and the permit isn't earnable in the game. So basically it's a no-go zone. It's an area that's been locked off. I love that space is so dark now in Elite since they've done the last update. Right, so looks like we can land on that planet that's right near the white dwarf here. So Goldfinger, I can drop into all the ring systems with no damage. I'm not convinced I'm going to be able to drop into the ring system here. Goldfinger. I have a feeling it'd be a real bad idea to drop into the rings out. Or would it not? We're very close. Okay, alright. There we go, Goldfinger. You convinced me. Although it's very hard to see the ring systems and how close we actually are to them. There we are. I see it. Bang. Yep, and still a load of low heat. Nice. Well, that's not a sight you see every day, is it? Thank you, Sean Poppy. We got in there just fine. What a location. Well, if any area was going to show off the new lighting system in Elite, it's this area, isn't it? It's just stunning. So one thing you will have noticed is how dark the star actually looks here compared to the outside, and that's because the canopy of the ship actually filters out some of the light, and we'll swap out again there as I go out the star. You'll see outside the ship, you'll see things look a little bit brighter, more distinct, especially with the nebula down the bottom there. So Jace, there's no black holes with accretion disks in the game at the moment, unfortunately. No idea, David. I guess I just got lucky here, or perhaps I was more towards the outer edge of the ring system than when you tried. Wonderful looking system. Right. You're in the inner one. The inner ring, Raptor? Oh, no heat. Well, I'm not going any closer. I'm close enough here. Thank you. Yeah, I think it could easily stay in this system for a very long time, collecting footage. So Jim plays games. White Dwarf stars do look like this. Or this is as close to modeling them as we actually have data for, I believe, at the moment. And they can actually, especially with neutron stars, the cone that you see ejecting out the top and the bottom here, they can actually spin very, very fast as well. Very true, Goldfinger. It's not very often we find systems like this either, I guess. There is that. Let's... One of these is what we want to land on, isn't it? Right. How far away is it? Oh, it's further away than I was expecting. And then again, I've travelled a fair distance away from the neutron star, the white dwarf rather. I didn't realise I'd done that. Yep, this is a collection of wonders. Space Invader. Let me see if we can get you the exact system location. 2 seconds. So that's the system I'm in right there. I'll place it into Twitch chat as well, in case you're wondering. Right, we're going to go and land on one of these planets and then see if we can look up at the white dwarf and see it on the horizon. Nice sunset or a nice sunrise. And the game needs training missions for the training missions. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Although, to be fair, the training missions are better now than they used to be. So this planet and the moon here, or are they both moons? I guess technically one's a planet and one's a moon because they're orbiting a star. They're very close together. Yes, they definitely need keybind training mission to set the keybinds up. Mad Dog, totally agree with that one. So, Retethered, the music's listed in the video description. Or at least the artists for the music. Right, I don't think we're going to see the horizon of this, or this star on the horizon too much. We need to get in just the right spot here. Alright, somewhere around here. Those 3 craters there look like a good candidate for a planetary landing, I think. Let's see. We want to be in just the right place so we can still see the white dwarf there. Have I ever listened to the Space Mind music mixes? I have Yep, very good. So Ruthless, you don't need to do CQC in order to unlock anything in the game? Nope. Getting harder and harder to see where we're actually at, and I've lost track of where those craters are. It's so dark. Where did those craters go? That's a shame. Really can't see them. Not to worry. I guess anywhere on the surface here would be pretty decent. I mean, I've got night vision on, but night vision has only got a certain range. Yeah, night vision is on. Unless I've turned it off. No, it's on. It's just we're too far away at the moment for night vision to be effective. I mean, we're still 60 kilometers above the surface now, or 50 now. It's still too high for night vision. We'll see the night vision coming into effect any minute now. And it's got a much more limited range than that. There we go. I suppose an effective range of about 20 kilometers or so. Yeah, I was hoping to get down into the craters to get a slightly better horizon there, but you know what? Maybe we're actually in the crater already, which is why I couldn't see it. Kind of looks like it. Oh, 1.5 G world. That's a bit higher G than I was expecting. There we go. A nice, we've got a bit of a horizon there with the white dwarf. So for anyone wondering why the white dwarf isn't lighting up this planet, despite us being so close to it, it's because currently in Elite, star systems are only lit by a single star. Or only one of the stars in any star system can be used as a light source, which means you get the odd situation where you can be on the dark side of a planet facing away from the main star with the secondary star above your head, but you still be in pitch blackness because the secondary star can't actually light up the area because it's just one of the limitations of the engine. Well, I don't know if it's a limitation of the engine. I don't know whether they've whether it's an engine limitation or just something they've disabled for performance reasons. But obviously, multiple light sources would be what a performance hog. Yeah, Aaron, night vision's amazing, very useful. No, multiple light sourcing hasn't been updated with the new update. So, Topaz, if you want pre-managed HUD colours, take a look for the app called ED Profiler. Ah, there you go. Someone's put it in chat already for you. It's got presets in it. Right. Let's have a look. Have a look at this ring world now. I'd like to know how close. Oh, that's just a. I'd like to know how close these two are together. That's going to be interesting to see. Actually, well, no, we won't spoil it yet. I was going to have a look at the Orrery map, but I like finding out as we get to these locations. A bit of a fly here, though. A little bit of a distance to cover. Colin Mack, hello there. What is the Distant Worlds Combat Initiative? So these are community goals. I got involved in them but didn't hand them in. I didn't hand them in at the time and collect the rewards. I forgot about handing them in. But they were community goals for building a space station that's going to be built near Sagittarius A. Andy found a system with 5 undiscovered water worlds last night. That's a really nice find. I'm lucky if I find a system with 2 water worlds, but 5, wow. We're really stuck in a gravity well here, aren't we? It's taken a while to get up to speed. So music, Defcon, is listed in the channel description over there on Twitch. You can see the 2 artists. Now, if you can find them, you'll be able to find the tracks that I've got here. There we go, making a few discoveries now as we travel along. Have you seen many Type 9 traders or Type 9s on the Distant Worlds 2 yet? So I know I haven't seen any yet, but I know people have brought Type 9s along. Totally agree there with Mad Dog. Python is a very, very nice ship. Yeah, the station at Sagittarius I, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully it is going to be a large one. So the next community goal, in case anyone's wondering, is happening at Waypoint 7. So we'll actually get to see the star system, or the station in that star system at that time. Meant to be very, very close to Sagittarius A, although not actually inside the station. Right, we're getting a little bit closer here now. Soul, do I still play Astroneer? So I haven't played Astroneer for quite a long time, but I will be playing it again probably next week. I know it's just come out today on full release, so looking forward to getting back and having a look at it. I know they've certainly added a lot to it since I last tried it out. Yeah, Mad Dog, I think it's going to be a really nice community goal. It's going to be great to see a space station so far out there in space. I mean, the centre of the galaxy, the core of the galaxy, is a totally different looking area to the rest of the game anyway. And I know if people haven't been out that way before, they're probably going to be quite surprised to see what it actually looks like. So it'd be nice to have a station out there. Right, the layout here looks really odd because it seems... Unless that was... Oh no, it's the lensing artifact. I thought there was a little moon very close to there, but we're getting lensing distortion from the gravitational field of the star. We're not going to go too close to that one. Or maybe we can. Let's have a look. Thanks, pal. I mean, this is a pretty small star, so it's hard to see where the area is. I'm gonna just drop in around about here. I'm not going to risk getting any closer. It should do it. We could probably get a bit closer, but I think this will do. This will do just fine. Yeah, that ring system's moving at quite a speed, isn't it? Yeah, that hit hard. Guess I was travelling too fast again. Doing a bit of damage on this trip, aren't I? Don't want to keep up that too much. What's in the rings? So, nothing aside from a load of asteroids and some nice things to look at. Possibly an area you could mine if you had everything out here to do it. Yeah, that one did do a bit of damage. I don't want to go any closer than this, so I'm glad that we stayed back here. So there is another station along the way, so hopefully there'll be an opportunity to repair there, because I could do with a few repairs. Well, it's nice that each of these stars in the collection of wonders is actually very distinct. What a unique looking system. We're going to hit that asteroid. I think we are. We go up. Yeah, Goldfinger, these were spinning very, very fast. Yeah, I've got an AFMU, no problem. Here we go. Only a small one, but we can repair if we need to. I've got some repair limpets as well to repair the hull. Obviously the power plant we can't repair. But there's a station nearby, so we don't need to worry too much yet. It's on the further part of the journey where it's going to become a bit more of a problem to keep getting damaged. At this point it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I don't know if you can... Oh, you can't see at this distance, but these ring systems are spinning very, very fast. Very rapid orbit on them. But yeah, we're fine. It's only minor damage. Nothing to really worry about. I wouldn't even be too worried really if there wasn't a place to repair. We'd just use the AFMU and repair some of this. It's not significant. Right, let's have another look at this system map here then. So, oh yeah, hang on, that's what I was going to do, isn't it? I wanted to show you all. Let's see if I can find that. So find that old screenshot of mine. So is this again very long time back? Oh, it looks like I don't have it anymore for some reason. Oh, maybe it's because I'm not logged in. Let's log into there. Remembering login details is the next thing, isn't it? This is in the Imager website. I've got a whole bunch of screenshots that I uploaded there a very long time ago. I haven't logged into it for a while, so I need to do a password reset by the looks of it. Might be a second. And it'd be worth it. If I can get this screenshot, it'd be well worth it. Because like this one, it contains ringed planets. One of my thoughts on the Beluga versus the Phantom for exploration. I don't know, I've never actually used a Beluga for exploration. I could imagine it being quite a fun ship. but it's also a fairly slow old beast. Having trouble resetting the old password here. Might have to leave this actually then. It should be unfortunate. Warframe. Warframe's good. I don't know why I'm having trouble here on the website with resetting this password. We get there. Just need a bit of patience, I guess. Right, that's that. After all this, you wait, the screenshot won't be on the website and I won't be able to show you it. That'd be just typical, wouldn't it? I never actually kept this one locally. I know I uploaded it a long time ago. That might have done it. This is when we find out it's completely the wrong account and I should have used a different account. Yeah, there we go. Right. Now we'll see if we can find the screenshot. There we go. Great. So let's see what the date is on here. Submitted 4 years ago. There we go. So it was a pretty old screenshot indeed. Let's save that. Right, now we can show it on stream at last. Hope it was worth the effort. Nope, not that one. There we go. That one. So this I found a system I discovered back in what's the date? The date's right there on the image. 28th of January 3301. So yeah, this is kind of a, it was a glitch, and I come across this down towards the south area of the galaxy, heading south towards the what you call it, towards the Formidine Rift. So yeah, it was very bugged, very unusual looking system, but pretty neat because there was a lot of stars here. You can see a few of them are cut off on the screenshot. There's quite a lot of them going off to the right there, so a very heavily populated system. But it's that ring around the star that was the most interesting thing. Very strange, but very interesting. But it's since been fixed. It doesn't look like that any longer. But there we go. Right, let's have a look at one more thing here then. Head back to that star there, that planet. We're really 160,000 light seconds away. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? How did I get so far away from the... How did I get so far away there? That chart, using it to block people. Well done. No, I'm not. There was a chart that was saved from... that was linked on the forums, and I saved it because, well, that's the sort of thing I do. I've got a Discord with a lot of things, and I do videos on a lot of subjects, and who knows what it might be used for in the future. But I'm not using it to block people. In fact, I haven't got anyone on my block list. Let's get back there. Kind of funny, actually. Old Ewan, why would your first thought be that I'm using it to block people? There's a lot of supposedly interesting information on there, which was the whole reason that chat was published in the first place. Do you agree that it looks that Distant Worlds 2 is going towards Colonia? No, Callum, I think the Distant Worlds organisers have said that it's not going towards Colonia. Yeah, let's watch this black hole. There we go. So yeah, I just wanted to very quickly have a final look at the gas giant here. Okay, Aldrin. Yeah, I had heard that, but it's not the sort of thing I'd encourage. You got to admit there is an irony, though, to people using the list in that way, isn't there? After the way it was, reasons it was published for. I know Frontier have said they're potentially looking into it, though, so who knows what'll happen. So, Chemical, I might be completely wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that it's been said that Distant Worlds isn't going towards Colonia. But, like I say, I could be wrong on that. Darth Bob, when do I think the next update will be announced? So I don't know. Personally, I'm hoping it will be within the next few months. I'd like it to see it happen before... Well, at the latest, personally, I'd like to see it happen around PAX East. But really don't know. No, Chemical, I weren't trying to convince you. I might be completely wrong on that. It's just that I'd heard Distant Worlds aren't going towards Colonia. But, you know, I might be completely wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. Seriously. Not trying to naysay you or anything like that. And I agree with what you're saying about the evidence. It does seem that the route is heading towards that general direction. Christopher, so yes, you started playing Warframe back when I did my initial video on it. Glad to see you haven't stopped playing. It's really nice. I haven't stopped playing either. Fantastic game. But yeah, as we were saying, the next major expansion, the next major update, personally I'd like to see it happen, an announcement for that, happen no later than PAX East. But who knows? I mean, it's a perfect opportunity to make an announcement like that. If it's not then, and Frontier want to use a convention or an industry event for such an announcement, then the next one would probably be E3, wouldn't it? Or Gamescom, which means no news until June. So, I don't know. Thank you, Chemical. It's all cool. Well, I was hoping this would look a little bit brighter. The black holes being the main stars in the system means that some of these areas are super dark because the yeah, PAX East is in March. that's what I was hoping, that Frontier don't do an announcement any later than PAX East, because that means we'd only have to wait till the end of March. I think the community could probably hold off until then, perhaps, for more information on where the future of Elite is heading. And Frontier have a community meet there. Yeah, that's right. I think they only mentioned that recently. There's going to be an Elite meet, a community meet at PAX East. So for anyone over there, that's probably going to be pretty neat or pretty nice to see. But yeah, like I say, if there's no information on the future updates for Elite at PAX East, and Frontier want to use an event, an industry event, to make the announcement, then I'd imagine it would probably be E3, which is pushing things a bit, I think, in terms of getting information out there. Okay, so unfortunately that gas giant wasn't too brilliant. Let's head back to this one quick look there. There we go. You can see it through the ring system of the gas giant, which actually gives it a slightly different look, doesn't it? Actually, got an idea here. Thanks for the link, Stuart. I'll actually copy and paste that over to YouTube as well. So there's the information there for the Elite meet for PAX East. Oh, didn't make that quite back as far as I wanted to do. Wanted to get around the other side of the gas giant here, just to see if we could see that star off the through the atmosphere. Yeah, so Star Hobo, they're not actually working on a new IP. Well, they are working on a new IP, but that's separate to Elite. They're also working on an Elite Dangerous expansion. Corpse a lot. The journeys are going really well. We're just heading over to this ringed star again. One more look at it, and I think that might do us for this leg of the trip here in the Collection of Wonders, which is an absolutely amazing system. So Topaz, if you have Horizons, does that mean you have to buy the next expansion still? So it depends how you got Horizons. If you bought Horizons as a purchase, if you bought the Horizon Season Passes from the store or from Steam, then you will have to buy the next expansion. It's not included in Horizons. But if you got Horizons through having a lifetime pass, which some people have got, then you won't have to buy the next expansion. It will be included in there. But for the most part, you'll probably know whether or not you've got a lifetime pass. So the short answer is that for the vast majority of people, yeah, they will have to buy the next expansion, regardless of whether or not they've got Horizons. Echo Spark, hello there. There we go, the ringed star again. Let's one more quick look at this before we disappear, because this is a really nice location. So lifetime pass was a good deal. Yeah, it really depends on when you got it as well. If you got it early on, it was an exceptional deal for £30 or whatever it cost back then. I think people are speculating whether or not it was really worth spending £120 on though for the people who bought it later on, but time will tell. It's really hard to judge the location of these rings with all this light. Ah, I've done it again. These are really difficult to get into without doing any damage. Oh well, 3 for 3. Anyway, I think that is where we're going to leave it today. So, yeah. Nice reflections off the ship. So, thanks for coming by. It's been a nice journey along here on the points of interest along distant worlds. Slowly making our way towards waypoint 4, so we should probably get there quite nicely by Friday, I'd imagine, for the next waypoint. And the waypoint after, waypoint 5, I believe, and I might be wrong here, but I believe is being revealed on Sunday, so nice. So yeah, thanks again for coming along. It's been a great time here. I just want to do a couple of shout outs here. So thank you to Brian Lucas, thank you to Raptor, and thank you to Harold. Very much appreciated. And hopefully there's no one I actually forgot there. Oh, the Angry Badger, thank you very much as well. Cheers. So for those of you over on Twitch, we're going to go and find someone to raid, I think. Let's have a look who's about today. Okay, so I think we go and raid Commander Plater. I don't often see him over on Twitch, so hopefully you don't mind the raid. Oh, so Ken Mate, just very quickly, can you not sub to me on Twitch? Not at the moment. That's because I'm not a Twitch partner or Twitch affiliate just yet, but I'm applying for partner in a week or two, so hopefully you'll be able to sub to me after that. Be very much appreciated. Thank you. So yeah, catch everyone next time. I'll be the video out tomorrow. Do keep an eye out for that. I think you should enjoy it, and I'll be live streaming again on Friday. So I'll catch you all soon. Take care, and over on Twitch, let's go see Commander Plater.